Alright, let's get right to it. Most of my videos will probably have makeup from etailers and drugstores just because I don't find that I need many high-end products. So the first thing I'm going to use is Pixie Epoxy from Fear & A. I'll leave a link in the sidebar. And you just need a little tiny bit. It's just a primer to keep the sparkles in place because I like to use lots of sparkly things. So you only need a little tiny bit, like, you know, just barely on your finger. And just put it all over your lid and blend it up. It's just going to give you a nice base to let all the sparkles stay. You still will get a little bit of fallout, but it looks like a foiled shadow rather than actually having to foil them. Okay, so the first color I'm going to use is Robot Takeover. It's from Fear & A. It's a really sparkly green color. Greenish blue. I don't know if you can see or not, but alright, so I'm going to take a flat brush like this and just tap it in there. And when you do this, make sure that you work the color into the brush or you're going to get massive fallout and ruin your foundation, which I've already done. I put on my Everyday Minerals in light neutral and of course moisturizer. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tissue and just dab it on here. I think I'm going to have to go to my mirror. I'm trying to do it in the camera and that's not working. Okay, so I'm not coordinated enough to hold the mirror and the tissue. So just remember that if you're going to do this, you need to use tissue. Otherwise, you're going to have sparkle all over the place and it's not going to be cute. So just pat that all over your lid. You can brush it, but I'm patting it since there's so much sparkles, it'll help keep it. And just go up to your crease. And just pat it in there like that. Alright, then we go ahead and do this other eye real quick. Yes, my mirror is broken. I'm sorry, I'm clumsy. I have a hard time holding on to things. So just pat. I'm not going all the way into the inner corner just because I generally like to put a lighter color right on the inside corner of my eye. But if you like it, go ahead and do it. And then, okay, so we have that on both eyes. And now I'm going to take a little bit of another color from an e-tailer called thesheathspace.com, and this color is called Far Too Fabulous. And it's just a really sort of vivid, deep marine blue kind of color. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of that on a crease blender, like this. This one is Studio Tools. Just a little teeny tiny bit. This color is pretty pigmented, so I wouldn't use a whole lot. Alright, so I'm going to take that right into my crease. Like so. Just to add a little bit of definition. And make sure that when you blend, you want to get rid of all the lines. Unless you're going for, you know, a cut crease or something like that. So you just blend it out and create your shape. I'm going to go out just a little bit in the outer portion to make sort of a, I guess, a V shape. I don't know if you can see, but anyway, just blend it till you like the way it looks. I'm going to blend down in the corner just a little bit. Alright, so you should have something like that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye real fast. Okay, when you're sure they're fairly even, just, you know, my eyes aren't even anyway, even before I start putting makeup on, so I just go until I feel like it looks good. Which, once again, is in the eye of the beholder, so the shape that I make may not be what you want to make, so just keep going till you like it. Okay, so that's good enough. And I'm going to take a little bit of this blue, the Far Too Fabulous, on a small pencil brush like this. This one is from Sephora. I think it's a smoky eye brush. Just a little tiny bit underneath the eye, just on the outer half. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Just give some definition there. My eyes are kind of roundish, I think, so I like to have a lot of definition on the outer half. It sort of gives it a better shape to me. And just kind of, if you need to, blend it up into the other color so you don't have a weird line. And then do the other eye real quick. I'll try to edit this down so that you don't have to watch me do both eyes, but I can't promise anything. This is the first time I've done this. But there you go. When you get it looking how you want it, which I guess that's good. I'm going to take a little bit of black to deepen the outer V just a little bit. And the black I'm using is another etailer. It's Everyday Minerals. And this is just black. It's actually, I think it's actually sold as a liner color, but it's just a loose black powder, so you can use it for whatever. And I like to use it as just everything, because it's a really deep matte black. I mean, it's very pigmented. You only need a little tiny bit. So this is a round contour brush from Coastal Scents. It's basically just tapered. So put a little dab, I'm talking tiny, tiny, tiny. And then just right here in the outer V, right there where your socket, swirl it in. And just give you some definition right there in the outer corner of your eye socket. Hope you can see the difference there. You see? That's going to give a little bit of definition and help pull your eye up. If you're like me and have round eyes that kind of go toward the bottom, you want that right there in the socket. You can feel where your socket is if you press it in there. And that way you can get some, just a little bit of depth in that. And then just swirl it in there. I like to use circular motions. If you don't, you can do whatever works for you. So swirl it until you like the way it looks. And I think that's relatively good. So then I'm going to use a highlighter color. This one is going to be French Vanilla Shake from Fear and Egg again. And it's just a creamy, sort of matte color with a little bit of sparkle in it. I'm going to take a small brush, if I can find one that isn't dirty. Okay, I'm going to use this one. This one will work. This is another crease brush from Coastal Scents, pointy one. I don't know, maybe it's a pencil brush. I don't know. Either way, get a little bit on the end and just, I'm going to put it on the inner corner, right in here, just to brighten up a little bit and open up my eyes a little bit more. Because for some reason, that's what you say when you put it on the inner corner. I don't know. But just blend it up and make sure it works in with what you already got, because you don't want any weird lines. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And I'm also going to use this as a brow highlight, which I've already done my brows. I used a sample kit from Anastasia's brow kit in blonde, which I really like, so I think I'm going to have to buy it, even though it's expensive to me. So, okay, so there's the highlight. Just make sure that it sort of blends into the blue color. You don't want a stark line. I don't know if you can see, but I have sparkle fallout everywhere, but we'll take care of that later. Okay, so then I'm going to use the, I like to use a flat brush to do my brow highlight. That way it'll sort of blend in. Hang on just a